welcome back to our podcast, Pick Up His Call. Today we are going to be focusing on Mary, Mother of Jesus. Kind of like our Christmas special.
Yeah, kind of.
But the question to start off is, what is kind of like a God wink or a tender mercy that you saw today? Adalee?
She's like... Okay, not much happened today, but I was able to go shopping with my mom, and we haven't been shopping together in a long time, and that used to be like our thing when I was little, so it was just really cute to be able to spend time with her, so that was good.
I love good Christmas shopping with mom.
It's fun.
Yep. I didn't do much today too, but I happened to come across a reel on Instagram that I just think like spoke to my soul, so I'll share it with you guys too. And it says, anyone can love a rose, but it takes a lot to love a leaf. It's ordinary to love the beautiful, but it's beautiful to love the ordinary. And I just I think I want to live my life that way. Sorry.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Mine involves objects. Can I use a phone or
sure.
two? Okay, thanks. Yours too?
You were driving, I'm assuming?
Of course I was driving. I am known. I already know that I'm a bad driver, but this solidified it for me today. So I swear God did actually take the wheel is a literal term for me. Okay, I want you to see this. I'm trying to get out of the freeway. This person just got in. This person just minding their own business, right? This is an old man with a truck, and this is a young lady with an SUV, and this is me. Ready? Old man's trying to get over. Decides that he doesn't care who's right next to him. He's just going to get over into this lane. Starts merging. Okay, let me see. So I start merging over here, realize that this person's in my blind spot, so then I have to go, zoom.
Whoa.
Literally within between two cars, two lanes.
Oh.
Well, I don't think that's
No, I really don't think that's my problem.
Yeah.
Am I going to say a bad driver wouldn't find themselves in that situation? Yes, but I find myself unscathed. And so, in my, not even analogy because it's real life, I got out of that and was just rejoicing for my safety. Aww. And I said very many prayers. So, without this, I wouldn't be here today. So, that was such a God wink for me.
I'm very glad you're here.
So glad that we could do this podcast and I'm not in the hospital right now.
Yeah.
That would be horrible.
I agree. Sorry, that's graphic.
My God wink today was I was able to go to the temple, and I haven't gone and done my own endowment session haven't done an endowment session since my own, because it was so anxiety inducing for me. And so I went today, and the person that I had done, the family name that I had brought, was someone who I did baptisms and confirmations for, and I also did my first initiatory session for her. And so doing my first endowment session for her was a little, you're in this together with me.
Yeah, you're progressing with her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so
really
cool.
I know, it was so tender.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Thank you guys for sharing.
It's my pleasure.
So I chose Mary, Mother of Jesus, because of the Christmas season coming up, and I think that she has a very valuable role in the Christmas season. And her background is that she was just a young woman, virgin, and she was told by, was it the angel Gabriel?
Mm-hmm.
That she was going to bear Jesus, Son of God. And a lot of hardships came with that. And she was sent on this long journey to fulfill God's plan, but everything just kept on it felt like everything was just oh, no, dang it, oh, no, dang it. And she ended up being able to give birth to Jesus and held such a strong role in his life. And I kind of came up with 3 different questions that I thought of as I was reading Matthew 1-2 and Luke 1-2. So whoever has question 1, if you want to go ahead.
I will start. So this question says, Mary was uncertain when she was told by the Lord what to do, and how can we apply what her next steps were to our own promptings? So I just read the scriptures that Emily sent, and the biggest thing that I got out of it was that Mary kind of was just an average girl, right? She was just living her life until the angel came and told her, you are gonna bear Jesus Christ, and this is your purpose, kind of. she might have other purposes too, but like this is what you get to do. And what I like what the angel told her is he says, "Hail, thou art highly favored, the Lord is with thee, blessed art thou among women. Fear not, Mary, for thou hast found favor with God. And then for with God nothing shall be impossible." And then after that whole experience with the angel, Mary runs back to Elizabeth, and she's just like, "My soul doth magnify the Lord," and she rejoices in God and stuff. And so I kind of took that to mean like Mary kind of was just an average girl until she found a purpose through God and until God revealed like her purpose to her. And so I think when like we find out what our purpose is, or when we have God in our lives like guiding us, then we're able to find comfort and we're able to rejoice in God. And like it says, like she was blessed art thou among women. So he was basically like, you're not just ordinary. Like I know who you are, and like you are amazing, and like this is what you're gonna do. And with God nothing shall be impossible. So he's like, I'll be here with you through it. So anyways, that's what I got from Mary's story, and I really like it. So
Yeah, it's so cool.
Yeah.
What I find interesting about that is that most people who receive that kind of calling doubt their abilities or doubt God's abilities, because obviously he said that nothing shall be impossible. Mm-hmm. And I think that if we use the example of Moses, he immediately turned to all of his doubts and was like, well, I don't know how to speak properly, and I'm not very good at persuading people. And God's like, why are you worried about that? Yeah. You don't understand who I am. And you can see the difference between that and Mary is Mary's like, I already understand, I have a solid understanding of who you are, so I know who I can become through you.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
The thing that stood out to me when I was reading your section was that a path was made for Mary to do the Lord's work. Mm-hmm. It wasn't all on her shoulders. And one phrase that, as I was doing my study today, one phrase that really stood out to me was walking with God. And if you look up in the topical guide, there's like a bajillion verses that emphasize like the power and the role of walking with God. I recommend that you study that. But we see Mary literally walking with God. It wasn't God was walking in front of her clearing the way. It wasn't God was carrying her or she was carrying God. It was, but
this is a tough one.
But it was that they were walking side by side. And I really like that, how that example is seen, because as a missionary, I don't feel like you're forced to carry God. God's not carrying you. You guys are walking side by side. You guys are companionship.
It's almost like you're experiencing it together too. Mm-hmm. Not that it's his first rodeo, but he's almost able to guide you in a proper way, like hand in hand. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. My scriptures were Luke 1, and it was in between 42 through 47, and I really kind of went rogue.
I love to hear it.
Me too.
A little frightened.
Don't be frightened. It's just how I can be an instrument in God's hands. The way that Mary was with the calling that she received. I think it really goes along with Alma 7, verse 10. And it says that Mary, she being a virgin, a precious and chosen vessel. Okay, we start off with that. A precious and chosen vessel is something that she wasn't probably planning on becoming, and yet she still took that responsibility and decided to still rejoice in it, even though we see in Isaiah 53, 4-5, where they're already prophesying of the Messiah's death and his crucifixion and his pain that he's going to be experiencing, the same 61:1 and Psalm 22, 16-18, and Zechariah 12:10. There's no stopping to what grief she's going to experience, and yet she still is like, I'm so grateful for this opportunity. And I think what I've been realizing as I've been preparing for my mission is that there is, like, being different from the world and being a covenant people means that we are choosing to put ourselves in difficult situations, but that doesn't mean that we'll be alone in them. I think also with that, we're able to better understand others in a sense. My favorite talk ever is O Youth of the Noble Birthright by Brad Wilcox. He's so cute. Okay, and this was kind of, you can read it. It gives you a whole rundown at the very beginning, but he talks mostly about why we as a covenant people have a right and a blessing and also responsibility, just kind of similar to Mary's. And it says, does your birthright mean that you are chosen? Yes. Oh, similar to how Mary was chosen? Perfect, okay. But you are not chosen to rule over others. You are chosen to serve them, which I think goes along perfectly with the fact that we, as people who choose to become like Christ, our first priority is, as a chosen servant, is to serve.
Sorry, and I also really like that Mary doesn't get all the credit for birthing literal Jesus.
Well, she doesn't take it either.
Exactly.
She's so humble.
And I think that like that's the whole point. Like our purpose isn't to glorify ourselves. We wear Christ's name on our name tag and on our heart to glorify him. It's all for him. We aren't above anyone. It's Christ.
Well, and through him is when we are able to become more and stuff, right? And you see that with Mary, like through like God, she was able to become more. So that ties back to that. We're not better than anyone else or better than God, but like through him.
I agree.
Yeah. Okay.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it my turn?
Let's
Okay.
hear it.
So the question Emily asked me was, how can we apply the characteristics seen with Mary and Jesus to the people we teach? And I just wanted to read, she also gave me verses to read. It was Matthew 1, verses 21 and 23. And it says, and she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Jesus, for he shall save his people from their sins. Behold, a virgin shall be with child, and shall bring forth a son, and they shall call his name Emmanuel, which being interpreted is God with us. And so I also kind of went rogue, and I read the question. I read the question, but like I had a different mindset in mind, I guess. So I want to start off with, it doesn't matter who you are, where you come from, or what you believe in. It's a fact that Mary birthed Jesus Christ, and that Mary is the mother of the Savior. And with that in mind, this question popped in my head, and it was like, why do some religions like worship this mother and like literally build statues and like pray to the Virgin Mary? And I want to get to the bottom of this, so I was researching today, and I found this thing. It was the people worshipped Mary because they saw her as a mediator between heaven and earth, a mediator between Christ and this world. And I just think we too have that calling. We have that calling to be a mediator between the earth and Christ, the world and Christ. And I just think it becomes more real because Mary physically gave birth to Jesus Christ. She was the one who raised him, she was the one who helped him become the Savior who we know and love today. And in the end, she was so willing to let her son sacrifice himself for this world, for a world that was full of sin, full of temptation, and honestly didn't deserve his love, didn't deserve him to die, for us.
Can I say something real fast?
Yeah.
So one thing that I really like about what you're saying, Naybi, is kind of just that a mother, I think, is the ultimate missionary.
Yeah.
Because they have the biggest influence on people, and like their teachings are so holy. And I think that women as a whole have a godlike attribute of being able to create. That's literally the woman's.
And with motherhood, my favorite attribute of motherhood and what Mary showed us is that how our sacrifices are nothing compared to the lives Jesus has saved and will save. And I just want to end with this thought, for me, for my section, sorry, not for the podcast, that nothing was lost if you found Jesus in the process.
I agree.
Can I add on to that? There's this song that I really like, and it's like a Christmas song, and it's called What They Were Waiting For by Seth Carpenter. And it talks mostly about Mary and Joseph, but I just want to read the Mary parts. So he just says, Mary, if you hear me, hold him closer than you'll ever know. One day you'll have to let him go. And like the pre-chorus just says, because the world may forget what happened on that night, but they'll never deny the change. And so it's just like we may forget or we may not realize like the magnitude of what happened on that night and all the roles that everyone had in it, but we can't deny the change that Jesus Christ brings to the world, into your own lives, into the individual. And so I think that adds on to what you were saying. So.
Cool. That's so cool.
It's a good song.
And I think teaching and mothers go hand in hand with one another. I often think of my own mother, and it's like, what do I remember most about her, and what do I take into my life most about her? And I think it's her strength and her, I don't know, her strength to get through anything in this life. Like, she has so many trials she's gone through, but she's chosen Christ every single time, and I think that is one of the main pillars of my testimony, the main foundation parts of my testimony is because of my mom and how strong she is.
I think that's really helped to have her in your home and to be able to almost see in daily circumstances what she's going through.
And to kind of see how her way of teaching can help me teach others, and kind of how her way of teaching is how Christ would teach me, kind of.
I agree.
I've seen my mom as an example too. My whole testimony on love and charity and love without judgment in the gospel stems from my mom, because she's just been an example for me through that all. And it's because in my home, I don't remember her getting angry once, and she has always shown love. And it's that Christ-like attribute in her that I've been able to notice, and that has been very profound to me.
Isn't it cool how you see these Christ-like attributes in other people and you want them? You get kind of jealous about it, and it's that is probably the best thing you could be jealous about, is wanting a Christ-like attribute. But the amazing part is that you can gain these attributes, you can work on them, and you can make them become fulfilling and eternal in your life, kind of.
All right.
Awesome.
Thanks for watching, you guys. I hope you guys have a happy holidays.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Signing
off.
off.
Tell your mom you love her.
Oh, yes. Tell your mom you love her.
I love you.
Bye.